G'day guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Nokia 110 4G phone. This won't be a full review, there's plenty of other videos online for that. Today I'm going to go over media playback and what codecs it can support, as well as trying to install a number of apps. And finally we'll look at the built-in Opera Mini browser and its offline web pages feature to see if you can sideload offline pages to it and what you can actually run on it. Alright, let's get started. So starting off, we'll take a look at media playback. So there's two ways to do it. You can either go to videos or you can go to file browser. So we'll go to file browser, go down to movies. I do have Blade Runner on there. So first of all, the max fast forward speed seems to be about 2.5 times. So if you wanted to skip through, it's a 2-hour movie. If you wanted to skip through halfway, it would take you quite a long time, about 20 minutes. So not really good for long movies. If you did want to do that, it's best to break it into sort of chapters, maybe 10-minute or 15-minute segments, so you can just skip through. If you play movies through the file browser, once the video's ended, it'll come back to the file browser. It won't continue playing. But if you play it through the Videos app, let's turn the volume down. If you play it through the Videos app, it does autoplay. So at the very end of this video, it would just skip to the next one. So that's handy for sort of music videos. But yeah, so it's just something to keep in mind. Now the codec I was able to get working on it was, I do have it written down. So the video it can play back is XVID with MP3 audio in the AVI container. So I just used QWINFF, which is a FFmpeg Windows GUI. And in that I just went to Profile AVI, went down to Nokia N810 with 4x3. And then I went Edit, Video, tab, and changed it to 320 by 240 resolution. It does seem to look a lot better than sort of anything bigger or smaller than that. This screen isn't 320 by 240, but it looks a lot better doing 320 by 240 encoding. I guess it's a higher bit rate. So now moving on to installing apps. This runs the S30 Plus, not S30. So if you don't know, S30 was the one that was used for a very long time back in the day, and you could install Java apps onto it, so MIDI-Ps or mid-Ps. This isn't that. Even though it's S30 Plus, it's nothing to do with that. So you can't install Java apps. I will just go down to Files. I've got Test Files. So my first thought was maybe, can it run... so some of these dumb phones do run a stripped down version of Android, and you can run or install APKs onto it. So I downloaded one of them and unsupported. No surprise there. I was reading online someone had the Nokia 223 and was able to get Asphalt 6 VXP file. So I tried that, no good. I tried another VXP, also no good. This was a homebrew VXP on Git, and again, unsupported. Next, just a J2ME Java file that would run on regular S30, and again, unsupported. And finally, just a generic VXP, some random game, and same issue, unsupported. So from my tests, you cannot install any apps outside. I was able to find a thread where someone mentioned you could enter debug mode on the phone, but it does erase it. It erases all the files, which is not a problem. But then I followed the steps. It was like a typing code, like *# and some number hash. It didn't work for me. And even if you did that, you would still have to get the development kit and everything. So I gave up on that pretty quick. It can read text files. So this is just a plain TXT. You can't auto scroll. If you hold down, nothing happens. Pressing right seems to jump pages, which is a bit handier, but you don't get many words on the screen. Maybe, what's that, 3, 6, 9, maybe 20 words on a screen, 25, so it'll take you a while to read a whole novel, so not really good for that. So the main feature that sounded promising to me was the built-in web browser. If I go up here, oh, you can't use it with airplane mode on, so I'll turn that off. Also, just a note, I don't have a SIM card in here. I did use my Telstra SIM to have a play with it, and that worked fine. But if you leave it on without a SIM card, it drains the battery really quick. So what I did was I put it into airplane mode, and the battery lasts maybe 3 or 4 weeks, just standby between charges, so that's pretty good. But with airplane mode on, you cannot use the browser. So if we go back up to internet, go to offline pages. So I've saved Google offline. There it is there. If you try to open any links, obviously they're not saved, so it wants to go to the live version. Now, from my understanding, this uses a version of Opera Mini, which does not run JavaScript locally. Instead, it sends the JavaScript to their server, and you get apparently a few seconds, according to Wikipedia, of JavaScript running on their server. Parses, finds out what it needs to return, and then it just returns pure HTML back. I have done a whole bunch of tests on just making some really simple JavaScript files or HTML files with JavaScript. None of the JavaScript would work offline. I was able to, so obviously I use a SIM card to create the initial offline page, which is the Google one. And then if we go to template, so with the Opera Mini, the offline pages aren't just a basic like HTML file. It does have some data at the start of the offline web page, and it does just seem to be pure like raw binary. The text editor shows it as like random characters, but I believe it does. Looking at the Google homepage source code here, or the offline page source code, it seems to compress the images link. So in the source code of the HTML file, the offline file, it has the Google image. Let's go back to it. The Google logo. It has the full URL for it on Google server, but obviously in here it is just an image in the folder, and the image has been renamed to like 0. So I believe the raw binary data at the start of the HTML file that you can't see when rendering is information telling it, I guess linking the short version of the image to the real link for it. So it's something to keep in mind. You cannot just drag and drop a HTML file to the correct folder. It'll say unable to load page. So what I ended up doing was, with Google's page, I got rid of all of the data and just left the raw binary at the top. And then below that, I could type in my HTML. You can type in JavaScript, it just doesn't run it. It's just as if it isn't there. I've put buttons in. Again, when you select a button, you can't do anything with it because it's all rendered on Opera Mini's servers, and because I'm offline, nothing there. So I wasn't able to get any sort of interactive sites working offline. Another interesting thing is I wanted to try maybe a whole bunch of local HTML files, like 1, 2, 3, and then linking them. You may be making an interactive sort of game that way, but unfortunately it would not let me load a local file offline. Even though if I put the name as, for example, 2.html, and I had 2.html in the folder on the SD card right next to the HTML file that's already running, it still tried to access online first. So that was a bust as well. So unfortunately I wasn't able to find any way to get custom interactive stuff working on here. I will put the 2 HTML files in a link down below. I'll upload it to some site, maybe my Google Drive, just to share it. So if you have a phone like this but you don't have reception, or you don't want to get a SIM card for it, you can at least have a play around yourself. The folder it's located in on the SD card, if you don't have an offline page saved yet, there'll be no folder for it, so you won't know where to put it. But if you create a folder called browser, and then inside that another folder called snapshot, all one word, and then inside that folder is your HTML files. Again, they have to have that specific Opera Mini sort of binary file at the start of it, or binary data at the start of it. Then it'll show up. I do have a cheap old watch phone, which is basically the same thing as this. Tiny screen, tiny battery, lasts maybe a couple of hours, but it does have a web browser built in, and that's 3G, which is or 2G, and that's been shut down for a while in Australia. But I was able to get offline pages working the same way on the watch just by putting it in the same folder or creating the same folder structure, and that did work. So I'll put a note in the description for that as well. So unfortunately, yeah, custom HTML and JavaScript, not really good. HTML's fine, but there's very little point in doing it on such a small screen. You can't do any user feedback on it. There are games built in. You only get, I think, 3 or 4 plays out of each one until they want you to pay for it. These, I don't think you can install other ones. There may be a site to install it. From what I've read, it's Gameloft is their official partner. So these are all Gameloft games as far as I know. I'll just open up. So I've got 1 free trial left of that one. Tetris, I've got 5. So we'll go Tetris. No sound. There we go. From what I understand, these are all web-based games, so JavaScript, HTML, maybe some CSS. Obviously not using Opera Browser. Must be a custom little bundle that it creates. Oops, see if I can quit out of it. But yeah, I wasn't able to find any of these games for download, and this phone is very locked down. So I don't think there's ever going to be a way to get custom games on here. You're only stuck, well yeah, you're stuck with what it came with. There's nothing really much else to note. This phone was briefly free at Harvey Norman if you traded an old 3G device. I think it was back in May. They had an offer, bring in an old 3G phone and we'll give you a brand new Nokia 110 4G. And I took them up on the offer, and yeah, I just brought in an old Telstra Lite 3G candy bar phone, something like this. And I got this. Alright, I think that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching.